everybody, one and all, to my beautiful people out there. This is Let's Talk. And today we start at a new time. We're trying out something new. We go from 6 to 7. I mean, we letting you know at the last minute. But anyway, let's talk at 7 p.m. And here at Let's Talk, we like to talk about issues that matter to you, to try to come up with workable, practical solutions. So we have more action and less talk. And today we're talking entrepreneurship, small businesses, more specifically small businesses here in Grand Bahama. And in studio we have with me my co-host,
Cheryl, still Cheryl.
Still Cheryl. And we have another beautiful lady with us today. I'll let her introduce herself.
My name is Adriana Adderley, and I'm a small business owner, of course. I do hair. I'm located at Exclusive Hair Studio downtown, and I work for myself. I'm self-employed.
Awesome. But before we move on, Adri, you think you could do something with this? What you would do with this?
Hopeless.
some highlights, some extensions. Shingles?
Some shingles.
You catch this?
Some braids. I could catch the middle.
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, we're talking small businesses.
A new look.
A new looky. I with that.
We starting with a new time, and then we could go forward with a new look.
Oh, I
okay,
like that. She's sliding right in there. You see that, right?
Okay.
You see that?
Trying to take my job.
Go ahead. Yes, yeah. So we're talking small businesses here in Grand Bahama, entrepreneurship. And for the past couple of years, I think we noticed that we see that businesses, small businesses on the whole, going down, just dwindling. A lot of shops were closing.
Yes.
People being discouraged, from even opening up new businesses. Cheryl, what do you have to say on this topic?
I agree. And living in Grand Bahama especially, every time, this week you'll go somewhere and the next time she can talk to us a little about the highs and lows. What are some of the, she can talk to us a little about the highs and lows. What are some of the things that she does to remain open? And hopefully we have persons out there who are listening, persons who are tuned in, they can share with us too, because, hearing from other people what their experiences are is good. It's helpful, especially to those persons who are in the business. I know there are some businesses that will always be open.
Yes.
Not just liquor stores, but there are number houses, liquor stores, food store. But there are many other necessities that we need. And so it's important for us not just to support small businesses, but it's important for small businesses to understand what their challenges are.
Yes.
And work to ensure that they remain open, so they benefit and we benefit from them too, because that's the backbone of our economy. The small businesses are that's the backbone
of any economy.
Yes.
And when you see the small businesses failing, that's the sure sign that the economy is failing.
Yes. Right.
Hence Grand Bahama.
Yes.
So Adri, just give us a little insight about your journey, your small business journey.
Okay, my journey started, after COVID-19. Started to work at home. I was at BTC previously, and then when I left BTC, I started to work at home. I started myself up with 2 small businesses. I started cooking from home, and I was also doing hair from home. And the decline really started after Dorian, and most importantly, like I said, COVID-19. So that's where things started to dwindle. Things became harder for small business owners because it was more so we were put out of commission. Yeah. We weren't able to maintain our businesses. We had to resort to working from home. The only businesses that were able to, like you said, some businesses were able, they don't close. Right. And that's most importantly the ones that we most definitely need, like our grocery supplies and stuff like that. Our power supply, they constantly stay open because we need those things. And so I feel like the decline, like I said, is basically whereas it was tough when we had to be at home. It was tough when we had to work from home, and then we had to make means to spread the word and to let people know we are still here. I'm doing hair from home. You could reach out to me from here. And I think the hardest part is basically marketing as well. Yes. When it comes to small businesses and reaching out to new customers. New customers. Yes, new customers. So in that aspect, I feel like marketing is where we need the support. We need to create new networks. We need to generate new forms of income, to new ways to create and generate income.
COVID was a death blow to not just um, relationships, to businesses, because
Yes.
they stopped most small businesses from operating.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was the death of so many
Mhm.
businesses, because they told them now, oh, you can't operate. You need social distancing. You have to have this guideline,
Mhm.
that guideline.
That's right.
But then some people still were able to open.
Mhm.
It was
Right.
like almost. It was almost like a setup.
Mhm.
You know, it was like it was almost like designed. They wanted to cripple the small
Mhm.
businesses. You know, and that we really suffered for that. And
Oh, definitely. Yes.
a lot of people, because of that, they lost their businesses. Some of them had loans.
Right.
They couldn't
They
pay
had
the
to
rent.
start
You
from
know,
scratch.
Right.
Basically, they lost everything. Some people
Yes.
lost their whole shop. Some people had to start from scratch, and there was
Mhm.
no help in return for
Right.
most
Exactly.
persons. They had to try and
That's true.
they had to loans. They had to go and get new loans
Yes.
on top of loans they already
Already
had.
had. That is
Right.
so
And then
true.
you could imagine losing your business, and if you're the person that lose your business, then you lose your home, and then you lose,
Right.
So it
Mhm.
was a lot when it came to
It was a lot.
COVID-19.
It was a lot. That's a time I don't even like to remember. I don't even like to
Mhm.
recall that time. I call that the dark
And the
ages.
storm, yeah.
Yes,
The dark
definitely.
ages, you know.
Definitely.
You know, and then as a result, a lot of people left the island.
Yes.
So now that the business is
Yes.
closed down, you now have a less market. Less
Right.
people in the market.
So
So
the
now,
density in the population decrease. Then you have people, it's not circulating. The money isn't circulating. The money isn't
There's not
generating.
enough
Right.
to
And,
circulate.
and when it comes to business, it's the same people that spend the money.
exactly.
It's
true.
the same people that
Mhm.
spend the money over and over again, just as though it's the same people that go. So, it's the same persons that go into the party life, and they the same people that spend the money living in the party life. And then when it comes to getting their hairdo, the same people that get their hairdo, the same people that.
So it's one set of people, and it's
Circulating.
it's a
That's
small
when-
crowd with everybody fighting for that
Mhm.
same
Right. The
pool.
same. Right.
Yes.
Wow,
Right.
wow, that's
And there's no
struggles.
new influx of
Right.
money
Exactly.
coming in.
But I see. I don't know if I'm going too far ahead, but it looks like things are starting to pick up.
Yes.
Where
You
in
know,
Grand Bahama?
In Grand Bahama, I'm seeing
Tell
a
me
lot of
about that. I'm not
businesses.
seeing much of that.
Yeah, I travel the island, and I'm seeing a lot
Well,
of
yeah.
business. I see a lot of plazas opening up.
A lot.
Yes,
A lot of plazas
buildings are being
building
built.
up.
Exactly.
But
I see
people are
buildings
moving
are
in
being
too.
built, but
Mhm.
People are moving into these plazas now. The old buildings. I don't know if that's the old businesses moving into the new
new
business.
build
New business just
because you
abandoned
do
those.
have a lot of abandoned buildings. You
Indeed,
do have a lot of
That's
you know.
something too. We have a lot of
Right.
abandoned buildings that match the amount of growth in the new buildings. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
have some that fall and then you have some that pick
So
up. So right
balance
now
out.
we just
Right.
balancing back. We look
Wow.
like we getting somewhere, but we right there.
We
We stagnant. We still
just taking
stagnant.
from Peter to
Right.
pretty much.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think one of the reasons why people have looked for businesses where they can operate from home so they don't have the overhead,
Overhead, correct.
Yeah.
because it is so tough. But when you don't have a brick and mortar situation, how difficult is it to market your business?
I find that it's very difficult, but I find that you have to use your means. You have to use social media.
Right.
You have to use your network of friends. You have to use your support system to
Mhm.
help you to
Mm.
advertise, to help you to, because like you say, things are tough and everybody could afford
Mhm.
the advertisement aspect of it. So you
Mhm.
got to use what you have. And when you don't use what you have, you just find a way to maneuver. You just find a way to work with
Mhm.
the good people like y'all.
Right.
So question. Let me ask you: are you being supplemented? Like, are you being helped by the government or other larger entities, larger corporations who may say, okay, let's help bring the small businesses back? Do you find it easier or harder to do business now in this new atmosphere we have here in the Grand Bahama?
I think right now in Grand Bahama, most larger businesses and corporations are more focused on themselves and trying to get themselves back on track. Um, in my experience, I haven't experienced anyone assisting or any assistance of that sort. I knew at some point after the storm that they were given small business loans. I can't remember the name, but they were given
Mhm.
small business loans to small business owners to start their businesses back up. I know that was in place for the government. I'm not sure if there is something in place currently,
Mhm.
but I know there was something in place then.
Then Okay.
so that you could, just like how they did with the cars for everybody and the homes, you could bring in stuff duty free. I know that was
Okay.
something that they were giving small business owners the loans, and I think the development bank, that's for larger corporations. They do for larger corporations.
Right.
But you'd see why people be hesitant though to want to get into a loan,
Yeah.
especially if you already have a loan and your business has suffered a loss, then it's hard for you. It'd be difficult for you to want to get back into a loan. So I know. Well, don't want to talk about the government too much, but other countries, persons were given funds.
Yes.
Persons were given money, businesses were given funds, just an influx, just to get started, because there's an awareness that this is lacking and this is what people need, a jump start. People
Yes.
needed a jump start to get back in. But even with the small businesses that we have here, the entrepreneurs, it's very competitive. So how do you stay in the eyes of people when the market it's so competitive? You have not many people with, like you said, a lot of money circulating. You have the same, it's a small number of persons going for the same money. How do you stay above the competition?
You have to try and keep on bringing about new ideas, new things that cause them to want to look at you, and you have to stay trending. Currently, with the younger generation, you have to be trending. So
Yes.
you need to advertise on TikTok. You have
Wow.
to reach out to them. You have to find ways to reach out to your customers, and you have to try to find ways to reach out to other customers. You just have to expand your mind. You have to do things that you may or may not have never done. Now, I ain't talking about nothing illegal.
No,
Right.
we don't do that. We don't encourage that.
No.
I'm talking about staying the borders of
Right.
what's trending and what's currently motivating our younger persons, and what's going to motivate your business to succeed.
So with this, you already mentioned that you're not aware of any programs out there to actually help you guys, right? Okay, so now let's talk about what's holding you down. What do you feel is holding you down, or what is causing small business to not flourish here in Grand Bahama? What do you think? Give us.
I would say the respect from our customers themselves, because you're a small business. I think that they want to trust you a bit more. They want you to become liable for anything that is to occur within the scopes of what's going on. So if they can't hold you accountable for nothing, they choose to deal with the larger businesses. The larger businesses are held accountable for everything that they do. We make sure they on their P's and Q's. Now, when it comes to the smaller business, you're a little scary, you're a little frantic. Should I go to her? Should I trust her? How long she been in this business? How long? She credible? Is she credible? So the best thing I would say is to get your credibility.
Right.
In America, you can't touch somebody's head without having a license.
That's true. That's true.
You can't touch somebody. You have to have a certain certification before you do these things.
That is true.
So what I saying is, you got to make sure I was working at home at first. This is my example now. I was working at home. When I was working at home, my time was not respected.
Yes.
They don't respect your rules and your regulations. But when you go inside, when I went inside the work industry and getting more clients, they respect your time.
Yes,
they have to
true.
Respect your rules and regulations that you put in place. They have to respect everything that you put
That's
forward.
true.
They have to.
Yes, that's
Right.
true. That's true.
So they give you more respect because you're now inside of a
Yes, you're in. Yes.
established business. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So guys, we're talking entrepreneurship, small business here in Grand Bahama. We got to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Where you going, mate?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown at the Genesis Street Gale.
You ain't scared of Joneses, eh?
Welcome to Karen's Kitchen, where we specialize in Bahamian dishes such as fried fish, crack conch, crab soup and much more. We're located on Queens Highway next to GB Muffler. To order, call 441-4033.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. And here on Let's Talk, we're talking about entrepreneurship, small businesses here in Grand Bahama, highs and lows. And we're going to jump right into the comments. Go ahead, Sharon.
Well, we have a comment from Priska. She says, and that prime location comes with a high cost if you don't own the building.
Yes.
Yes, and that is very true. And I think, Adriana, you can speak to that because now you can make comparison to, I guess we can do that after.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us the other comments? Okay. Laura Lee McIntosh says, you talk about the government because they need to do better.
Yeah, talk about it.
Yeah,
That's
talk
right.
about the
We
government.
gotta
I
talk about the
agree.
government,
They
yeah.
need to do better. I think definitely the government needs to do better. I know there is a program that the government does as it relates to small businesses, but it's very competitive and it's not given out to a lot of persons. And you know, you have to qualify for it. There should be something that's easier for people to get without having to work so hard for. Now, Priska also says, surround yourself with people who want you to succeed. These are the people who will help promote your business.
Yes.
That's good as well. Very good.
And on the government comment, yes, the government has to be the leaders in this small business because without small businesses, our economy fails, right? Small businesses generate income for so much people, and small business generate income for the larger businesses.
Right.
They keep things afloat. They're the balance. They're the buffer between the big and the small, and the big. And
Right.
You know, so
Yes.
the government now has to ensure that it's easy for
Yes.
small businesses. It's
Yes.
easy to do business, first of all, and they have the help. They should be helping the small businesses more, especially after that big downturn in the economy
Right.
from COVID.
Definitely, especially after that.
Yeah, so all those businesses that could have proven that they were doing well, they should have reached out to them and, hey, forgiveness loans or help them with their if they had loans to the banks or whatever if their businesses. However, they should have come up with more ideas to get this economy flowing, and because that was one of the main reasons why we had such big outgoing exodus, that big exodus of people in Grand Bahama, because the small businesses were failing. There were no small businesses. So the people couldn't make money, so they had to leave.
That's right.
And they had to go home.
Right. So the government should have been at the forefront.
Right.
Forgiveness loans, giving out grants, they should have been at the forerunners.
I agree.
And when it comes to taxation, they should have given them breaks for tax because they've given the big companies who don't need those tax breaks.
Exactly, they
give
do.
it to them.
They do.
But yet they have double taxation here in Grandma, especially. They got VAT, and then they got the port. We got to pay for licenses at the port. We got to pay our business licenses. We got to pay the VAT. We got to pay the rent. We got to pay employees. We got to pay all these other different taxes. And some of these things could have been relaxed for small businesses.
Yes.
You know?
And I think the most difficult part about when you start a small business, if you going into the work field and you opening up your store, the thing about that is you have to do everything from scratch. When I say you have to do everything from scratch, when you go to rent your spot, it doesn't come with the tiling. You have to bring that building up to what you want it to be.
Yes.
And you have to start out with at least a liquid amount of at least 20,000 or more. And that's hard. That's hard. That's hard for a lot of people. Where you could find $20,000 in this day and time just to say, start up your business.
Right. That ain't no profit turn back yet. That's just a start.
That's just your liquid asset that you're putting into your business, your investment. So,
and you have to have a certain amount to sustain yourself because you don't expect any profit at least. They'll tell you that the first 3 months you have to be able to maintain your business
Right.
Right.
and give it a chance to start.
You could
know.
just expect to break even for a good long time, maybe
Yes,
6 months to a
exactly.
year.
Wow.
So you won't generate no profit
Right.
as soon as you start a business. I mean, right now in this same time, you can start a business without anything because you don't have to have nothing. You could just simply like Etsy and those other little things. You could go on them and just say, put a logo, I put a shirt on, and then they purchase that, and that's that. So
That's
you,
true.
You it's easy in some aspects, but when I say when you opening up a business and you go into the work field and you want to start something that's gonna be,
Lucrative, yes.
lucrative, and you want to succeed, it's hard.
It
It's
is.
hard.
So there are different types of businesses. I imagine, some online. This day and age, you could get everything basically online. And here in Grand Bahama, we're now moving to that because we were in the past. We weren't shopping online. We want to do everything hands on now. But now we're moving into that virtual stage where we're getting comfortable with shopping online. But for businesses like yours, you need that hands on. There's some things that's always going to be hands on.
exactly.
And when you
that's
cater
right.
into the fairer sex, to the women,
Yes.
definitely, if you're good at your craft, you could make some good change.
Right.
But there's so many of you
But
all.
I was about to say that's a very competitive field.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's a competitive field. It's more so in Grand Bahama, you got to be the popular person. I won't go to the popular person.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
really?
yes.
I won't go to the most affordable. She could be most
Even
affordable.
if she's very good.
She could be most affordable and she could be good. She got to be excellent.
to beat out the
pull some
popular.
people to pull some
Mm.
people in your chair, you got to be excellent. So
Wow.
So it's almost like name brand.
yeah.
I've been to Adri. Oh, Adri's doing hair. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I won't be on Adri page or I won't be on this one page. And
Yeah.
I calling my name because I ain't calling nobody
No,
else.
Very
no,
nice.
no.
Right.
Adri.
So you have a Facebook page where you post your
I
work
do.
and
I have a
person's food.
Facebook page. I have
Okay.
an Instagram page. I have all those pages. But
Well,
you know,
on the
it's-
show, you're supposed to give yourself.
Of course.
Advertise yourself.
Of course, free advertisement.
What you mean?
I'll take it. I'll
What
take
you
it.
mean?
Yeah, so
Pick up
I'm
yourself, sell
obsessed with
yourself.
the luck, obsessed _with _luck on Instagram. I'm also Adri on Facebook, Adri as in obsessed with the luck, and then I have my personal pages. We don't need those.
Okay.
And then you
Obsessed
can
with the
reach
look.
me at Styles by Adri 443-4794.
Say that again.
Okay.
Stars by Adri.
443-4794.
Y'all got that.
Okay.
All right. So Adri's now has her shout out there. So when y'all go to Adri, y'all say, okay, we saw you and we heard you on Let's Talk. So I want some kind of this
What
one.
kind
I
of
don't know.
really?
I
I
don't
was
know.
about to say,
We
what
give-
does Jason
We
want
on
out of
here,
this?
we give like $5 off or $10 off on your braid services. So
All right,
yeah,
see
man,
that?
I can do that. I
Jason,
watch
want
you.
your hair braided? You
Yeah,
get $5
what
off.
you mean? Hook me up for the summer. Let me look fresh and
Braided
clean.
beard.
Yeah, they say it's braids. Summer is for braids. That's braid season.
Oh, okay.
So you
So
come
the prices go up in the summer, or it's always the same?
You don't want no me.
Oh, okay.
Prices go up in the summer.
That's right.
No, you gotta stay consistent. Consistency is key. You can't keep changing up. You can't tell one person
That's
that's the
important.
price and then it's the price for this person.
Exactly.
Straight across the board. Consistency is key. In all of our small businesses, consistency is key.
Yes.
I agree.
People looking for consistent, reliable people
Yes.
to
yes,
deal with.
Yes. Even though we may not be that way, we want that.
Yes.
That's
we
true.
want it. Yeah.
You know, our standards, our expectations of
That's
others
right.
is always higher
That's
than what
right.
we are
I can
willing
be
to
late
give.
all the time, but you better
You
be.
better be.
You better
And
be
that's
there.
the next thing. They want to be late and they don't want you to be
Your
late.
chair
Yeah.
better be empty when they get there.
They want come and they want come and they want to say, hey, I'm running late. And if I running late, they want me tell them, but they don't want to tell me when
Right.
they running late.
And the thing is, you could have put somebody in that slot.
Not
rather
only
than
that, I
waiting
have
for them.
somebody behind you that could be waiting the next hour. So if I have somebody waiting if I wait on you for an hour,
Ooh.
then I inconvenience
Kickback.
my
Yeah.
customer
Yeah, the
for the
person.
next hour. Then how I supposed to compensate my customer for waiting?
Right.
How I supposed to do that?
And if you tell them,
Yeah.
okay, I couldn't hold your spot, I had to go. I have people waiting.
They
Then take
mad.
bad at you.
They
They
mad.
don't patronize your business
I
no
just
more.
tell this young lady the other day, I say, sweetie, I say, let me tell you something. I say, it's your birthday. I say, only because you have a photo shoot, I say, because guess what? If I didn't take you, you would have been crying.
Mhm.
You was gonna be crying because guess what? Now you get a photo shoot the same day as your
Yeah,
hair.
hair
Yeah,
too.
wow.
Who does that?
Wow.
Don't do that. You
Wow.
put your photo shoot the same day And then you have my next customer sitting down waiting for an hour
sucking
or
her
two. And she
Wow.
mad and she
Yeah.
miserable. And then how are you supposed to compensate her? And then, what our biggest issue in the Bahamas is we don't like to tip.
No.
We
No.
don't like to tip.
I was about to
And
ask you that.
service is
Really?
never good enough for
a tip.
our Grand Bahamians.
I was about to
Wow,
ask you that.
really?
So after inconveniencing you and those other customers, did she actually
Mhm.
just give you something extra to try for your time?
No.
No.
And that's why
Oh, wow.
sometimes we just charge you.
Right,
Yeah.
charge. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yes,
Sometimes we
yes.
just
I agree with
charge
that.
you. And then they get upset. No, you
No.
can't get upset.
Well, you
I
know,
remember a church that
common
started
courtesy.
charging. Yes, charging because it is now. I guess it's everybody's culture to be late for weddings.
yes.
And so if you're late, because sometimes you have bride and grooms have people in 2 hours sitting in a church
and
waiting
the
on
majority
you.
of the time it's the
So-
bride. This
Yes,
isn't a
but I
gender
know
thing. This
churches
isn't a gender
now
thing.
started charging if
And
you're
I
a
agree
certain,
with that.
and they should, because we have such a disrespect for time in this
Time.
culture,
People's
and
time.
it's not cute anymore.
No.
Because
that's-
time really is money,
and-
and we go to other places in the world and we cannot relate because people.
No, we can be on time
pe-
when we travel.
Well,
we on
that's
time
true
when
too.
we travel. No, sir. We only can do that foolishness here.
that
The
is
them
true.
people
true.
that cross the water,
That
they
don't-
cut
yes.
close the door on you. They
No
leave you
respect
and
for
they ain't
time.
hearing you.
Mhm.
And that draws back to when you in the work field. They
Right.
respect your time more if you put the rules and regulations
have
in
to.
place.
Yes.
And like I say, if I had the rules and regulation in place to
Mhm.
say you're gonna have to pay a fee,
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you
then
should.
What they could do?
That's
Exactly.
All they could do is say, okay, I'm gonna pay the fee, and then
Right.
But
And you
that's-
should, but
that's-
I think sometimes too people don't respect. They feel that you want the money so badly, and
Right.
sometimes even as a
Right.
business owner, you have to reject the
And
funds so
small
people
business.
can
a
respect
small business
you.
right there. They
Yes.
feel like you want it so,
So
bad,
badly,
you
you
need
will-
it so
you will
bad. They could treat you
compromise.
anyway.
Any kind of
and
way.
No.
Yes.
So let's say you selling food.
Mhm.
They want you to give them a break or fix it any kind of. But when they go by Burger King or
Mhm.
Kentucky,
Or
they ain't asking
anywhere.
for no break.
They can't.
They can pay for what they can
They
pay.
can't.
And
They'll
if
pay
they late-
whatever.
Ain't
That's
no
true.
option.
No. So like,
That's
I
true.
agree with you. Me as a person who is late, habitually
Mm-hmm.
late. But if somebody penalized me for my lateness, I don't make no noise because that's my
Right,
fault.
because yes.
And we need to do that. We need to penalize the people
Mhm.
when
Yes.
they don't respect the time, don't
Because
respect the
time
rules.
is money for her.
Yes.
you
Time is
know,
money
but,
for everybody.
For everybody.
Because guess what? If I could have a certain type of flow
Mhm.
for my business and things flowing in the correct order, in the correct manner, then money generating in the correct
Yes.
order, money generating in the correct manner. The flow increases. I
Right.
could serve more people.
Mhm.
Right.
I could assess more people. I could reach out to more people
Mhm.
if
If your time is
It's
being
the
spent
time.
right.
Most
Yes.
important thing.
Yeah.
I
Most
could take
important
more
thing.
initiative in my business as well and other things as well if I could.
Right.
If my time is
Time is
respected.
managed. Yes. Mhm.
So now that you say you take more advantage, tell us. I want to hear the advantages of having your own business and disadvantage. You give me
So you
some.
should talk to Phil about it.
Oh,
but-
before we go and get into that, I'll give you time to prepare for that.
Mhm.
We can take another commercial break and we'll
Yes.
be right back after this.
I'm Flynn Doxson from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
And we're back here on Let's Talk. And we're talking about small businesses and entrepreneurship here in Grand Bahama. And we're back to the comments. Enthusiastic Puppy says the cost of living is too high because the big businesses cause small businesses to suffer. Wow, so big businesses cannibalizing the small ones? Wow, I can believe that. They don't keep all for themselves. Terrence says, I think most businesses are not successful is because the people are not there. There needs to be a larger business. There needs to be larger businesses like hotels and other big industries to employ persons.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true too.
Understand.
Prisca says, the process of getting a license is ridiculous. Everything is unnecessarily difficult in this country. Oh, I agree with that.
And not only for say like
For both persons though for port license or government license, I think
I
it's
think
not
it's
so
port,
bad for
not for government.
for
I
the
don't think it's
government
even-
license.
Yeah,
they
government-
go too.
Yeah.
You think it's all too?
Because you have to go through the government license to get the port license as well. I think it's difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They
Wow.
give you a runaround. They tell you need this form, and then you got to go back and get this form from this place. And why didn't you tell me that from the jump?
Wow.
I need to go through this means. I
Right.
need to go to national insurance. I need to go bring this form back from that. Why didn't you say that from the jump? It is ridiculous.
Wow. There's nobody on, Terrence says there's nobody on the island to open up businesses for. That's the less consumer base.
Density.
Then you have online businesses, which is killing the brick and mortar. That's right. Not only here, but in the
Yeah,
U.S. too. That's
that's
true.
true.
Everybody
And
is
you could do
moving their
everything
business online.
remotely.
Yeah,
That's true.
Amazon and Wish and what is Shein and what the other one is? Temu. That's the new one, right?
Temu.
Yes,
Temu.
And
Yes.
THGate.
Those for the clothing, but
Yeah.
we were saying because what Adriana does hair, you
Yeah.
can't really. I mean, outside of
Hair
buying
and
it
food.
online and putting it
And
on,
that
those
rum
things
making
will
noise.
will
Those are
always
hands-on.
need.
Not
Need
all
that.
money is good, man. That's true.
No.
Some customers you don't need. Some people, they say some people you just don't want as a customer. Some people are just
If
so
you say
difficult.
Government licenses can be difficult too.
And government licenses can be difficult too. You know, back in the day, I did try doing business, and I had my little business. And
Really?
I got it for personal reasons, a business license. Because everybody,
You just got a
was-
business license for
No.
fashion?
no, bringing in cars.
Oh, okay.
And I
Okay.
just wanted a car for myself because I had
You
to
got
pay
a whole
extra,
license to bring in a car
Right.
for yourself.
because it was cheaper to go get that license than to pay somebody else to do it because they were charging. I can't remember what they
Okay,
were
that's
charging, but
way
it was
back in the
cheaper
day.
to get the license and do it myself.
What kind of car
So I
was
go
this?
on, I went, and I was able to bring in a couple of cars. I didn't have much profit, right? Because like I said, it started out just doing it for me personally.
Right.
But back then it was I just needed a government license. And that wasn't too hard. But
You didn't need a port license for that.
port license, no, because I operated out of the port
Okay.
district.
Okay.
But for the people who wanted to operate within Freeport, that's crazy. The
Yes,
amount
it
of
is.
things
Sky
they
high.
need to have.
Yes.
A shop space, and your shop space got a bathroom.
and they have to inspect it,
yeah,
and
I
depending
was
on
like,
who.
I train.
Yeah, I was like,
It's-
this is crazy. That, in fact, that's why I went out of the port area.
Okay.
You know, because of the amount
All
of
the
things they
The
requirements.
strings that
yes.
are attached to it.
Yes.
And for the electricians, and I only know this because my children's father is an electrician. For the electricians, you have to have a 10-year commitment to a job. What electrician is work underneath
company
10
for
years.
company for 10
Usually
years.
those
No,
are entrepreneurs.
come
That's to get
on.
his third phase license. Which electrician does that? They move from contract to contract to stay
Right.
flowing in
Right.
business. So to say you have to be underneath somebody for 10 years is impossible.
So I don't understand why they don't just create a program if they want to give you a license letter just for electricians. Create a program where they can certify them, they pass them, and then now you can get it. Why you have to be under somebody for 10 years?
That's if you want your third phase.
Right.
Nah. But
Wow.
that's real difficult. Like you say, nobody, they're contracted workers.
Right.
They're not employed
Right.
workers. They
They
basically work
usually-
for
yes.
themselves.
And the funny thing is, the way the thing is moving out, almost everybody's contracted workers. in
Exactly.
Grand
And
Bahama.
that's crazy.
That's
The
true.
big businesses are just moving to contract people out.
Yes.
And that's where the problem lies
Because
Yes.
with government
limits
and the
the
labor board
benefits
because
that
they
they-
allowing
right.
this to
Allowing this
happen
was-
because I was contracted at
Yes.
DTC and that comes with no benefits.
None
None.
at all.
No
they take
benefits.
advantage. The company wins that way, but that's another show.
Yes.
That's the show when the big businesses are winning. So we take that on another show. So we're talking about small businesses, entrepreneurship here, and I asked you a question, two questions, two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
The advantages and disadvantages to working for yourself. You could go either. How
The
you
advantages of working for yourself, I would say, is you get to maneuver your time yourself. You now don't don't get me wrong. When you work for yourself, it's a 24-hour business.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's a disadvantage. It's a 24-hour business. You never get a break
Mhm.
because it's your company and you have to keep it, you have to maintain
Right.
it, you have to sustain it, you have to make sure the money is managing well.
Mhm.
Like I said, the advantage is also that you can say you could stop work at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't work past 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you're making the money. I don't work past 4
Okay
o'clock.
then.
Or also, like I say, you get to put in your rules and regulations for your business and what comes in place and what you want to accept, what you choose not to accept, what you do accept.
Right.
Now the disadvantages I would say is where I start off with the startup of business is how hard it is, how much it costs, the price, the price it is to open up
Mm-hmm.
a store of your own. 20,000 investment is a lot of money.
That's crazy.
It's a lot. You have to start from basically from scratch, and I don't know. You have to make the business your own by when you making your renovations. That's a disadvantage. Like the person was stating on the comments, licensing. It's very ridiculous. The ropes and the strings. That's another disadvantage. Try it when you going in there to put in your business, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's the hard part. The hard part is dealing with the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
The paperwork.
Okay.
And not much more.
So it's not much more. What about the meeting people?
Meeting people.
That's a pro and con, or that's just con? Don't answer that.
Meeting people, I mean, in all businesses, when I used to work for the small business side, I would consider SAI a small business.
Mhm.
When I was working there, it's good to interact. I like to interact with new faces. I like to interact with new people. It brings about everybody have an idea. Everybody like to tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and stuff like that. So interaction with people is fine. It's good to make a good network of
Yes.
people.
Mhm.
When you're a small business owner, you need to connect with a certain type of network that will help you to grow. So you want to stay in the network of other business owners or larger business owners so they could give you some advice on what you
Right.
need to be doing moving forward.
Right.
So stay connected. Like she said, have a good line of friends. Not only have a good line of friends, have a good line of business partners, somebody you could rely on,
Right.
somebody you can talk to, somebody who could lead you into the right scopes and what to do and the do's and the don'ts.
So with your business, is it something that you love doing? Was it something that you felt a calling for, or is it just something that say, okay, well, that's a good way to make money. Let me just go into that area right there.
I actually love doing it.
Mhm.
I don't think it's my calling. Maybe it is. That's probably why I don't think it is.
Yes.
It is my calling, and I'm able to do it. My hands were just blessed. So it probably was a calling, but my heart really settling in the food and beverage industry. So that's going to be my next step. I starting out small right now. I do triple A's out back. I also work out to Gombe. I have my own booth at Gombe, and I have my own booth at Junior John Canoe as well.
Okay.
So Gombe is coming up, so I'll be out there. But yeah.
So you always wanted to be an entrepreneur? Always wanted to own your own business, even while you worked for a larger company?
I would say when I was younger growing up, I felt like, we are taught to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it wasn't always in my heart. We are just taught to work. Our parents teach us to go to school, to get an education, to go
get
and
a
get a job
Yes.
and to work. So when I was in UB, I had this assignment inside English 300. Miss Moss was my teacher at the time, and she was our paper had to be on. We was given $1 million. What do we want to do with the $1 million? And that's when I knew I wanted to become an entrepreneur. That's when I knew I wanted to work for myself. And that's when I knew I wanted to do something different in the Bahamas. I have a few ideas, a lot of things underneath my belt that I want to do in the upcoming future. So my heart is elsewhere, but my calling is here.
Okay, got you,
And
got you.
hair as in hair.
Here.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, play on words.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Very good.
it takes all kinds, and some people have that spirit of entrepreneurship. Some others have that spirit of okay, I'll just work.
I'll just work.
You
Yes.
know, like me, I have the spirit. I just work.
Me,
You know, I don't.
But somebody
tried
have
it
to
too.
work.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah, it takes
can't
all
be the
kinds.
entrepreneur.
Right, takes
Somebody
all
have to
kinds.
work.
Takes all kinds. So we got to take another commercial break, and we'll be right back talking small business and entrepreneurship in Grand Bahama.
Where you going, boy?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown at the Genesis Street Gear.
You ain't scared of Joneses, they.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Let's Talk. We're talking entrepreneurship and small business. So we have a few comments. We'll go to the comments. Mitzi says, I would not advise anyone to buy into a franchise. The overhead is too much. And definitely agree with that. We don't have many franchises here in Grand Bahama, but definitely not. Priska says, I don't know if this was mentioned, but taxes are destroying small businesses, especially the ones in which items have to be imported.
Yes.
And I agree. I
agree
definitely
with that.
agree. There should be some concession. I think
Yes.
Jason mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
There should be some concession for
Double
small
taxing.
businesses
Yeah,
because
'cause
there are concessions for larger
They are.
businesses.
Some of these large corporations don't even pay property tax.
That's
They
yes.
are allowed to bring stuff in duty free, and then they are charged. They charge whatever they want.
Yes.
The big businesses getting the.
They
I
went
guess
in.
small
They went in.
businesses don't make enough.
Right.
Small businesses do not receive the same tax breaks as bigger businesses.
You just said
Yes.
it. Just said it.
So yeah, that's another comment from Priska, and that is true. And I think there's some that we have to rally the government
Yes.
for things like this because I think Terrence would have said earlier too that there are reasons too. So many people have left the country. So many people are now buying or ordering things from out of the country, ordering online, and so small businesses are not being supported.
Correct.
So because of this, the government definitely has to do something. It's hard, and we do say, there's this whole thing about shopping at home. It's hard to shop at home. The prices are not comparative. It's hard for the prices to be that way when people who are importing things have to pay
Exactly,
taxes.
right.
So everybody has their challenges as to why they have to do what they
Yeah.
do.
Right.
And the only answer is
Tax. Remove the taxes.
the,
Right. The government.
the
The
tax
small
and what
business,
the
if the
government
small
will do.
business have to pay the tax, and we paying the same thing. The regular we paying the same thing our customers paying when they bring their
Right.
stuff in.
Yes.
So guess what? Why support the small business?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's why the government should remove. I mean, they have to put something in place, right? But remove the tax
Yes.
for the small business who importing stuff,
Right.
so that when they sell their stuff, it could be at comparable
be at a
prices.
good
you know?
price.
Because,
I
like you all
agree.
mentioned, if I buy my stuff, tax on it. When I sell it, I gotta make a profit, which
So
means
you
it's
have to
definitely
add
gonna
it,
be
you
a
have to
And then
mark
they got
up,
overhead,
right?
so
right. So
that's
I mean,
why the prices are sky high.
right.
That's why the people
And I feel
prices
for
high,
them.
and you can't say ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah, I
And
feel
so
for
people
them.
have to move away from those businesses where it requires you to import things and start doing other things, and that's
Yes.
why you have such a small number of things that you actually can do, and that's why it's so competitive.
It is.
Because it's not
Yeah.
there
And like
aren't
we
many
say,
options.
the same people shopping. So if the same people shopping, they
Right.
find a way to shop elsewhere.
That's right. And we
Exactly.
can go where we could get save a dollar.
Right.
So you have it for $2.50. I have it for $2. They come to me for $2. We
Exactly.
Exactly.
Save that 50
Exactly.
cents.
So have you found out that you may have to compromise or maybe lower your prices because of the competition or just to stay?
Yeah, you can't be too. You have to compromise. You have to make your pricing reasonable and straight across the board. Because in America, you could go and get your hair do for what? You have to pay $250 plus. You can't charge them not there. You'll never see them.
No.
You'll never
No,
see
that's
them.
what?
That's right.
They'll
That's
go
right.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Why girl Adriana for $250? Oh no. Let me
Yeah.
go
Right.
down the road where that girl doing the same good work for $80. But like
That's
I
right.
say in grandmama too, we have a problem where you got to be popular.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the
wow.
go-to girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're still in high school.
And how did you manage to be so popular, Miss
Well,
Adrienne?
I just have to market. I just have to keep sharing my stuff on Facebook,
Right.
sharing my stuff with my friends, make sure my friends sharing it with their
That's
friends,
right.
Exactly.
make
That's
sure
right.
my family's sharing it with me, everybody, and nobody.
Right.
In
Take a
other words,
side,
so
take
you
a
call,
side.
call them what you want, call them, but I can need everybody to be on my side
That's
to keep
right.
my
Right.
business.
That's right.
Afloat.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So what advice would you give to persons then who are entrepreneurs who may be struggling to it? I know you say what you do. I guess, it's typically what you're
Stay
doing.
trending, yeah. Stay
Stay
trending.
trending.
And I saw this thing, you just gotta do what you see the Americans do, because that's what they like.
Sad but true.
Do what I
Sad
see the
but true.
foreigners do, because we in the city, but we ain't in the city.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
We're
Yeah.
little America.
Yeah, correct.
Okay
correct.
then.
Whatever
All right.
is over there,
So you
that's
gotta
what we
stay
want.
trending. You gotta
Right.
stay popular. You
Stay
gotta
relevant. Mhm.
You
So
can't.
do you have
lose it.
you have a specific clientele or a market that you go after,
I
or you do anybody, everyone?
I serve men, women, children, anybody. Like I say,
Okay.
nobody. Like I say, the populars, the not populars. Everybody dollar is green
Right.
in my pockets.
That's it. That's it.
The almighty dollar, right?
That's
Mhm.
it.
Wow.
But I imagine though, if you're starting out, and I know now that you've reached a certain part, you have to, I guess, set some boundaries. But for the person who's just starting out, I imagine they have to be the one to open their door at 7 a.m. if that's what
Yes.
the customer wants,
That's what
and
I had
stay
to do.
till 10
When
o'clock
I
in the
went
night.
inside the store, when I started out inside the walk-ins and taken into the
Mhm.
business, if nobody was in my chair, I was in my chair. If nobody in your chair, you be in your chair.
Right.
You sit in your chair, because guess what? You got people who walking in
Absolutely.
and who go try you.
Right.
Who could try
That's
you?
right.
And guess what? That person who may try you gotta give them your best
That's right.
and make sure they keep coming. One
Right.
time ago when I started out, I used to be taking 15 hours on personnel. Now I'm taking 6 hours, 3 hours, or even,
Mhm.
you gotta
Yes.
Okay.
so you gotta stay consistent. You gotta keep pushing, and you gotta make sure your face is known and you giving out the best product that you could give. So
Good.
when you first start out, like I say, if nobody in your chair, you be in your chair.
Mhm.
So when somebody come in the store, you're sitting right there and you can assist them.
Good.
You can assist them and you
Yes.
could give them the best service that you can. That's
Mhm.
my advice to anybody starting out. You be the one.
Mhm.
Back then, when everybody used to go to the salon, me and aunties and everybody else,
Mhm.
they used to have to sit and wait from 7 a.m. Now
That's
we
right.
doing appointments.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
7 a.m., like you say, you be there.
Right.
Yeah.
You be there and you opening the door for them, you greet them, and you make sure you being
Yes.
good
I
personality.
was about to
Yes,
say this
yes.
customer service. You
Customer
think
service, yes.
you think we doing a good job with this customer service?
Not so much, but we gotta it hard. When you're a small business owner, you're forced to do it. Though.
Yes,
You're
you have
to
forced
do
to
it.
do it.
You
Yeah.
have
So
to.
you're forced to be on the friendly side and still stay
Mhm.
Mhm.
stay
Because-
respectful in your
B-
business.
Right, because you are everything. You're the CEO. You are the marketing
Mhm.
director. You are the face of the business.
Yes.
You are the worker. You,
You have
are
to
the
make sure-
the financial controller. You are
Definitely.
everything. So you have to
Everything.
make sure.
And you have
that,
to don't let it exhaust you. You have to make
Mhm.
sure that, like I say, you work in 24 hours
Mhm.
because you doing the hands-on. And then when you get home, you got to do the background. Like you say, you got to do the finances. You got to
Mhm.
do this.
So do you take vacation?
I mean, your vacation still your work, but you're taking it. Your vacation still your
Wow.
work.
That's good
Wow,
stuff.
So there's advantages and disadvantages to being your own boss.
And the highs and the
Yes.
lows.
And highs and lows. I can say, yeah, I'm the CEO of
Mhm.
Lord Incorporation,
Mhm.
but I got to make sure I be the janitor.
Exactly.
I got to be the employer and employee. I got to
Exactly.
be everybody.
Yes.
So we were talking entrepreneurship and small businesses here in Grand Bahama, and we were with our lovely guest for the night,
Mhm.
Adrienne Adley.
Adderley.
And what you want to give us your
Obsessed
business?
with the Look is my business tag. Obsessed with the Look. Styles by Adri.
Mhm.
Okay, and she does hair.
Men, women, children.
everyone
Yes,
and
right.
nobody.
The money green. Once the money
Yes.
green, she's seeing you
Yes,
better.
yes.
Once it real.
Yeah,
Yes.
once it real. That's
But
real.
it was great. It was great to have you today. Great
Thank
to
you.
have you. You
Definitely.
shared a lot with us. You
Yes.
really did. And I hope we had some entrepreneurs listening so
Yes.
that they can glean from what you would have said. Some who may have been struggling might want to go back to the drawing board and recreate and figure out how you can do this.
Yes. And for all those who are listening and us as well,
Mm-hmm.
let's get on our MPs, government representatives, so that they make sure the ease of doing business, the
Yes.
ease of opening businesses, they make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Try get some tax breaks, the same tax breaks they give to the bigger companies. Let's get it on our small business because we really need these small businesses to start flourishing again.
And it's a triple
Yes.
effect.
Yes, the
For
small
everybody.
business is
It
the
is.
background of every economy, and we've seen it firsthand here in Grand Bahama.
Yes.
So this has been Let's Talk, and we were glad to have you here with us tonight. We'll see you again next week, same time. I like this time. I
You
like
do?
this time.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm
We'll let you
feeling
guys
sleepy.
know. We'll let you guys know. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Adri. Good night, guys.
Good night.